chorus isn't small, your verse is too big. If your chorus hits and feels like nothing really changed, that's not a plug-in problem. That's a contrast problem. Because in metal, the chorus only sounds huge when it's allowed to grow. Bigger arrangement, wider guitars, a tiny level lift, and that oh my god drum energy all happening at the right moment. So in this video, I'm going to show you 4 techniques I use to make metal choruses sound massive. And we're doing it with simple, practical moves you can steal today. I'm going to pull up a real session and we'll A-B every step so you can hear the chorus get bigger in real time. Let's start with the biggest one, arrangement, stacking layers in the chorus. So when we're talking about arrangement to make the chorus bigger, there's a few ways we could achieve this. One is by removing tracks from the verse to make it feel smaller, and the other is by adding layers or adding tracks to the chorus to make it feel bigger. Now with adding tracks, a lot of that would depend on the band actually writing those extra layers in, which this band has, and I'll show you that. But there's still things we could do to remove from the verse to make it feel smaller. So like in this case, you could see there's 4 main vocals going pretty much throughout on the verse here, and then this is the chorus. If we leave it just like that, there's no real change between the size of the vocals from the verse to the chorus. So what I'm going to do is actually remove some of these backing vocals down here from the verse, but leave them in for the chorus so that when the chorus comes in, the vocals sound that much bigger. Now the other thing about adding layers, you could see that the band for the choruses added additional guitar layering. And this is going to make that chorus stand out that much more. So I'm going to show you now just how much of an impact proper arrangement has on making the chorus sound bigger. So I'm going to leave those 4 vocal layers in, and I'm going to mute these additional guitar layers. And I'm going to play the verse into the chorus, and then I'll immediately A-B it with the guitar layers back in and those 2 verse vocal layers removed, so you could hear the difference between the two. Proper arrangement is the single biggest thing you could do to make your choruses really stand out and shine. The next thing we could do is for the verses, we could bring the rhythm guitar tracks in a bit so they're not hard panned 100% left and right and then hard pan them when the chorus comes in. We don't want to go extreme here. We don't want it to be a drastic change. Just narrowing it a little bit on the verse will make that much of a difference that when the chorus comes in, it's going to sound bigger and wider. I'll do another A-B for you this time with the guitars panned 100% left and right from the verse into the chorus at first, and then immediately with the guitars panned in about 75-80% for the verse, and then 100% wide for the chorus. This one was more subtle, but the goal was just a perceived width jump, not to have a totally different mix between the verse and the chorus. Now for this next one, the chorus might be fine, but if the verse is too loud, then the chorus will just feel the same. So what I like to do is actually automate the whole mix bus down about a half to 1 dB in the verses, and then return it to 0 dB when the chorus comes in. Let's check it out with it not automated and then with the automation on. This is one of the easiest things you could do. You're not actually making the chorus louder, you're just making the verse a touch smaller so that the chorus feels bigger. Now, the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to automate on a parallel drum compression that's only active during the choruses. And now this is going to be a really massive, over-the-top, crushed sound. But when you bring it in slightly, just on the chorus, it's going to give the drums that much more impact where it really needs to hit. First, I'll just show you what this compression actually sounds like by itself. So yeah, really over the top. Now let me show you what that does when I put the drums in with it. I'll kind of go back and forth with the parallel compression on and off so you could hear what kind of character it adds to the full drum mix. So now let's check this out in the context of the full mix. First, I'll have it with that parallel compression off, and then I'll play it with it on. That parallel compression is like a seasoning. If it's on 24/7, you stop tasting it. So you save it for the big moments. Now let's do a final A/B comparing where we started to where we ended up. All right, quick recap. If you want your choruses to sound huge, you don't need 10 more plugins. You need contrast. Stack extra guitar and vocal layers in the chorus. Pull the verse guitars in a bit so the chorus feels wider. Drop the verses about 1 dB so the chorus lifts. And automate that massive drum parallel compression so the energy explodes only when it matters. And if you're listening to your mixes thinking, my chorus still isn't hitting like a record, I can help. I'm currently taking on a few more mixing projects. And if you want your songs to hit hard, translate everywhere, and feel huge without getting sloppy, hit the link in the description and reach out about mixing with me. Also, if you want to make these chorus tricks work even better, your tones matter. Next, go watch the video over here on how to dial in a modern metal guitar tone, because if the guitars aren't right, the chorus will never feel as big as it should. I'll see you in the next one.